This is lecture number 1, Basics of Industrial Hydraulics and Pneumatics. Okay, you see here, in this case, there is a walls, the different types of walls. First I'll discuss the different types of walls. This is called 2 by 2 wall because positions are 2. This position is 1, this position is 2, so that 2. And in this position, say for example, suppose there are 3 holes. Suppose 1, 2, 3 holes, and here also the mirror image. Okay. Now holes are 3, so that it is called 3 by 2 wall. Positions are 2, positions, and 3 are what? Ports are holes. Suppose for example, there are 2 positions. Suppose there are 4 ports. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here there is a cross. So in this case, the positions are 2 once again, but ports are 4. This is called 4 by 2 direction control wall. And usually 4 by 2 we are using in hydraulics, but in pneumatics we are using 5 by 2. So this is, the positions are 2, 1 and 2 positions, but holes are, there are how many holes? So this is 5 holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes. So this is the mirror image. Now it is called 5 by 2. And one more, typically we are using whenever we want to stop the piston at any instant, then we are using what? Positions are 3. So we can go for 4 ports in each. Sometimes in middle is off to stop the piston, and this is called 4 by 3. 4 by 3, 5 by 2, 4 by 2. 3 are position, 2 are position. Here 1, 2, 3 positions. In each position there are 4 ports. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, and one more is called 2 by 2 also. 2 by 2 also. Here 2 positions, the first position and second position, 2 ports, and here is off position. So it is called 2 by 2 direction control wall. These are called the basics of symbols of direction control wall. Okay. So these walls are helpful to control the direction of piston and cylinder. Now I'll come to the actuator. Actuators are nothing but the piston and cylinder. Suppose this is a piston and cylinder. My question is, first I'll define a question. Draw a pneumatic, for example, pneumatic double acting cylinder. Working of double acting cylinder. Draw a working of double acting pneumatic cylinder. So now I'll take this is what? Fine. This is what? Double acting cylinder. So here, if it is a pneumatic, I'll use what? 5 by 2. If it is a pneumatic, 5 by 2. So now this is 5 ports, and here push buttons. Otherwise I'll press manually. Here supply I'll give. Okay. So suppose if it is a FRL unit, this is required to filter and regulating of pressure and lubricating. And here I'll attach a compressor. This is a symbol for compressor. Okay. This is a symbol for compressor. So in this case, I'll attach usually I'll attach for second position because the piston has to go inside. These symbols, triangle symbols, are nothing but muffler. So here it is working cylinder. If I push this, the position changes, the piston moves. and definitely the velocity is extending velocity is Q by A. A is the area of piston, Q is the discharge from the compressor, extending velocity. When I push this, then retracting velocity, definitely the retracting velocity is equal to what? QA by A. The area will be minus, the piston area will be minus, piston rod area will be minus, this is 2 by 2. But usually the same question will ask, draw a working of pneumatic double acting cylinder using pilot. So this is very important. So same circuit I can use by pilot means, so here what is the disadvantage? I have to apply more force actually. In some complicated circuit I have to use pilot only. Okay, the pilot symbol is like this. The pilot symbol is like this. So this is called 5 by 2 pilot operated valve, because I have to operate this valve, I have to use what? 3 by 2. I use 3 by 2. So in this case the 3 by 2 valve I use. This is the push button, and this is the what? Compressor. And to return this also I will use one more 3 by 2. My question is, draw a working of pneumatic double acting cylinder using pilot valves, using pilot valve. Okay. So here this is what, same correction you can take, only one compressor is sufficient, fine. And here this position, as soon as compressor will start, it goes to where? It goes to, but here also the supply is required. This is the working of a double acting cylinder by using pilot operated. This is called pilot operated valve. Okay. So here the main, it is not a complete circuit, because whenever I will push this, this is remains on. Whenever I will start for pushing this, so it is not working. Once again I will explain. If I push this, this position is on, so piston moves to this side. Then how to return? I will push this, but this line remains on. How to make it off? By manually make it off. Otherwise you use a spring return. Now it is a complete circuit. Okay. Now you will understand the use of 3 by 2 as well as spring return as well as pilot operated. Okay. In pneumatic you are using pilot operated as well as 5 by 2 and spring return. This is a very basic model of pneumatic. Okay. Next question. Next question is, suppose in a hydraulic ram, okay, you are using a and draw a and logic pneumatic circuit. So many machines you are using, when you press both the buttons, then only the ram has to come downward. So in this case, so definitely this is the, so once again 5 by 2, this is a standard one. Okay. So in this case pilot operated, fine, pilot operated. Okay, always second position, and here I will show the compressor and what the muffler. In this case the 3 by 2 I will use. Before that, this valve is called dual pressure valve. This valve is called what? Dual pressure valve. In this case this is called dual pressure, the symbol dual pressure. So here I use one more 3 by 2 spring return valve. Okay. And here also I use one more 3 by 2 spring return valve. Okay, only one compressor, but I am showing a different compressor. In this case, if I press both, then only the fluid will goes to here. If I press 1, it closes here. This side is also closes. Okay, and okay, so air is not going through this side. Whenever I'll press both, exactly center, the air goes to this side. So okay, this side no issue. You can use how to make it return. You can use only one while returning. So now this is called AND gate. So if I press both, then only it is on. If I press one, the air is not passing. This is called a dual pressure valve. This is called AND operation. So one more basic circuit is called OR operation. Suppose draw a OR logic pneumatic circuit, OR logic pneumatic circuit. In this case, instead of dual, you will use shuttle wall. In the shuttle wall, okay, there is a ball. This type of valve we are using. In this case, okay, same operation. In this case, if I press this, the ball goes to this side. This will open. Then it is working. If you press this, the ball goes to this side, the air goes to this side. Any one, if you operate any one, it is working. And here, okay, here no OR and OR, and or if you press it, it comes back. And as soon as you leave it, it comes to this position, means the whatever the push, the air, pressure air goes to the atmosphere. This is the use of spring return valve. So totally this valve is operated by air pressure. By using air pressure, you are operating this valve. This is called AND gate. This is called what? Shuttle valve. So I have introduced, the previous case was dual pressure valve. Here a shuttle valve OR gate. So now the last concept, the basic case, what is the single cycle and double cycle. Draw a pneumatic A plus A minus automatically. So it is manually. Whatever I showed, the circuits are manually. Now I show by what? Automatically. So in the automatically, in this case, for example, in this case, okay, once again I will use a pilot operated, it is better. And here I will use a limit switch, say L1, say L2, pneumatically operated limit switch. Suppose I will write here L1, here I will write L2. When it touches here, so the air pressure comes to here, so automatically this position is on, piston is moving this side. When it moves to this side, the air pressure operates here, so the position changes, first position, and then the air pressure pushes here, this position is on, then the piston comes back from L2 to L1. So this is what automatically the system is working. But now it is a N cycle, it is automatically. If you will ask for what? Single cycle and multi-cycle. So how to make it single cycle and multi-cycle? Now draw a pneumatic A plus automatically for single cycle and multi-cycle. Suppose you want only one cycle, you should operate. You want more than one cycle automatically, you should operate. So here I will control here, when it pushes here L1, so now I will control the what? AND or OR gate here. So now what I will do, I will use a OR gate, here. Okay. So I will use a OR gate here. Now I will use a OR gate. Here I will use the what? Suppose you want a single cycle, it is manually operated. Here this is called a determinant switch. The symbol, just you see that there are two positions. So now here, okay, fine. Here also the this is required, compressor and mufflers are required, and here spring return is required. Okay, so here also muffler is required. So when it goes to L1 and L2, okay, fine. If I operate this is on, fine. So when this is on, means what? Here L1 and L2, here if it is on, now L1 and L2, for example, okay, here I can use this is L2 and this is L1, where I will use a L1. Now I'll use a L1 here. This is L2. When it is L1, okay, when it is L1, when it is L1, here goes to here. When I press this, okay, it for only one cycle, because it becomes off. But if I press this, it remain on. When it comes to L1, continuously the air is moving like this. So that now this is for multi-cycle. This valve, if you multi-cycle, if you make this valve this is not a spring return. This is called a detergent switch. This is called a single cycle. Okay. So when it here L1 is on, the air goes to here, but here this is already off. Okay. But here I will press here. When I press here, it goes to this side and comes back. The operation is over. Second time when it comes to L1, both are off. If I press this, it remains on. So when it remains on means it starts for N cycle. So it is in my hand. May I operate single cycle? May I operate for a double cycle? So this is called there. This is what 5/2. Okay, if I press this, manually operated. This is if I press this is a manually operated. Okay, but instead of this, usually I'll go for pilot operation, so that I'll use a pilot operation. So now if I take this is called a pilot operation, 3/2. Usually I'll press this and it goes back, means whatever the air goes inside, immediately it comes to here, it goes to the atmosphere. Okay, if I press this, the pressure here goes, and as well as if I leave it, the spring return, it goes to the atmosphere. So usually this is the basic circuit for what? Working of a double acting cylinder by using pilot operation. So next one is called what? AND gate. If you see the AND gate, so in this case S1 and S2, if I press both, then only. But in this case, what I'll do, I'll press S2. It is not working. Just you see that it is not working. S2 is on, but if I press this, now if both are on, it is working. When returned, okay. So once again, if I press this also, it is not working. If I press this, okay, this is called AND gate. And now I'll go for OR gate. So in this case, OR gate, if I press any one, S1 or S2, so it goes here because it is shuttle valve. Okay. So now in this case, if I press S2 also, the piston move towards. So now piston back. This is called OR gate. Now totally I showed and one more is automatic, that is called multi-cycle and single cycle. So in this case, the automatic, so S1 and S2, because S1 and S2, it is a very automatic, A plus A minus, it is called A plus A minus. But I'll make the last circuit is what? How to make a single cycle and multi-cycle. So in this case, single cycle and multi-cycle. Now same circuit here, so in this case I can use like this. If I press this, so I can press, now this is a single cycle, okay. If I press this, this is for multi-cycle. This is a multi-cycle. If I want a single cycle, like this. Quickly I'll show all the basics of the pneumatics. Thank you.